Where is my energy? Where did my energy go? Do you ask yourself these questions? If yes, if you are feeling tired, drained from your energy, if you are missing life force to heal yourself, to build your life, to create new life which you wish for, please watch this video.
Because we will tell you exactly what you can do so you can bring all that energy back to you, the energy that heals, the energy that creates your future.
We have learned these skills through Dr. Joe Dispenza, through his books, and through a lot of books which we read, and they all say the same thing. You have to do one little thing to change everything in your life.
Most of our days, the moment when we wake up, we start to think about our life. We start to think about the people we're going to meet, the places where we're going to go, things that we have to take care of, and we get on that device of ours and we are completely immersed in that virtual reality. And it consumes such a tremendous amount of energy when we constantly think about our environment all the time. There's nothing that consumes more energy than that. You know, I had this experience once. I was listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza's teaching for his generous present moment meditation, where he explains that we constantly put our attention everywhere outside of us. We still think of the places where we have to go and the people that we want to meet and the event that is coming up, and we have this smartphone as well that consumes a lot of our energy and attention every single day, and we think it's so normal. I was just running this program every single day and I never really thought about it, but then for his generous present moment meditation he gave me the task to actually completely forget about all these things. Like I don't have an identity, like I am not Raphael anymore. I don't have my friends, I don't have my family, I don't have my smartphone, nothing like this, and that I become truly present in the moment. So I did that meditation and it worked really well that time. I felt how I was able to really forget about the thinking altogether, and I started to feel energy coming back to me. Because it's really like a string that keeps you attached to all these things. You're attached to the phone, you're attached to the people you know. And I would take all these strings back to me, and that energy would accumulate in my body, and I was sitting there in the meditation. I started to get extremely hot, like I have never been hot before. I was sitting there with my underwear only. I didn't have a blanket. Usually I feel cold during meditation and I have a blanket on me, but I was getting so hot, I was like wishing I could take off more clothes, but I didn't have anything more. This was the energy that came back to me, and it is so immense. It is such a raw, powerful energy that is within you once you actually allow it to be there for you. You know how people say sleep is the best medicine? That's exactly what happens in these meditations. When we completely get out of the way, we stop thinking, we are actually allowing the energy to work in our bodies. We give the body space to heal and to regenerate.
Dr. Joe says, go to blackness, to nothingness, become nobody, no one, nothing, in nowhere, in no time. And that's exactly where we want to go, because 100 years ago we were not that overstimulated with thinking. Now we are absolutely overloading our brain all the time, and we don't have capacity, we don't have tools how to really differently utilize our brain's functions. That's why we actually wake up in the morning, and that's why the most decisions is the best to do in a very early morning, where you have the most amount of energy in your battery. Imagine your body, like your whole body is a battery, and the battery is filled to the top, to your top, and then you have to make decisions, and there's already 90, and then you have to prepare your children for work, and you have to dress yourself, and you have this little conversation with your partner, you have to go to work, and you are in a traffic jam, and so on and so on and so on. You get to work, you have 60, and after work you have like 30, because you deal with a lot of things, you put attention here and there on this problem, and a colleague has a problem, colleague is divorcing, or somebody is not nice to you at work and pushes your emotional buttons, and you have to still utilize the brain same way, same direction. Then you go on a lunch break, you talk to somebody and you're bored, so you open your phone and scroll through Instagram or Facebook and social media, and you invest your time there, and then you have to go home, and you know the drill. You get home and you have 5%, maybe 2% of your battery, just to get your teeth done, you know, and fall in a bed and the day is over. You have to recharge your battery.
And this can just as much happen when you have a day off and you think you're just relaxing, you're chilling at home. The moment you wake up and you start to become conscious of who you are and where you are and what you usually do, you start to think and you analyze and you think and you plan and you're on the phone, and it also consumes your energy so much, maybe even more than the physical activities. Like, oh my gosh, I was working in the garden for 3 hours, I'm exhausted. It's very different.
Yeah.
That there you are at least present with the environment, you are in your element. But when you think about all those different things that are outside of your control, outside of you, that is draining your energy even more.
It's very well known that mental work consumes much more energy than the physical work. That's why it's very good to do something physically. If you have a day off, don't look in the screen, don't watch Netflix, don't do anything like it, don't do too much thinking, try to turn off.
Something that I hear more and more in Switzerland, for example, is that people refer to it as mental load. People are dealing with their mental load a lot, and we think it's just something modern, but it actually has a lot to do with our smartphones and with our use of screens. And like I already said in the story in the beginning, we highly recommend you the generous present moment meditation from Dr. Joe Dispenza, because you are really encouraged there to not think, to completely arrive in the present moment, and you can have this experience of all this energy which is distributed so much around you to finally get it back to you.
It was a lifesaver for me once when I was having not very good situation within my family, and my dog was sick, and we moved into a new place where we didn't know anybody, and we were overwhelmed with everything, and we had to do a lot of new things, new steps in life, and my mind couldn't stop thinking all the time, you know, we have to finish this, and I was thinking about a million things, and then I was like, okay, I'm overloading me. I don't have time for regenerating my body. So what I could do before my mind would get out of my control and would make me angry or do some crazy stuff, you know, because sometimes you just explode like a pressure cooker. You know it, how it happens when you can't put your mind under control, when you can't tame it. So I sat in a generous present moment meditation, and I was saying to my mind, no, we are going to think about nothing, because I decided to, because I am the master here. And my mind didn't want to listen. It was very uncomfortable. My body was scratching all over, you know, I was uncomfortably sitting. I should have had good posture and great, balance, and I had to go to the bathroom, and so on and so on. The body makes up so much stuff to prove to you that it is your master. But the trick is, when you master your mind, you will actually master your body, and then all those conditions like digestive issues, which I had, actually go away, and maybe much more serious problems with your health go away, and maybe the things which you think that will not be able to be solved without you will be solved without you. So try the generous present moment.
It is definitely easier said than done, but we got you. So we will tell you now how you can do this on your own successfully, so you're actually able to stop thinking, because it's definitely not something that we have learned in our lives. So the thing that I really like to do is, like Dr. Joe Dispenza tells us, to go into the blackness. For me, it is often not very easy to just focus on the blackness. It's a little bit difficult to imagine this, and when you're a beginner, it can also be a little bit hard to just focus on nothing. So what I like to do, if I'm sitting in my room and I have my eyes closed and I meditate, I focus on the space that the room that I'm in occupies, meaning how big is this room? I can sense how big this room is. I can sense its width, its depth, its height. I can sense that. And once you sense that, you go a step further and you sense the space of your entire house. You can sense how high it is, how wide it is, how deep it is. And then we go a step further. Then we focus on the entire village or city that you live in. You sense its energy, and it's really easy to do this. You can really try it. It's super easy. And then I keep going on and on. It's like the entire country, the entire continent, the entire planet, and maybe I can do even the entire solar system. And this is really helpful if you have a hard time to get into the blackness, that you can actually sense this vast space. You can really get out of your head, out of your mind, and bring that energy back to you. This is basically what happens when we go to sleep as well. We just completely drift away, and our body takes over, our innate intelligence takes over, and it regenerates, it heals. That's where the magic happens.
But don't be angry at your mind and don't torture yourself in these meditations. It's very cool if you can do it very gently, like with a child. You know, you can't also do it very strictly and forcefully with a child. Just be nice to yourself and just say to yourself, from now on, we are going to very much focus on being in a nothingness, because we are going to tame this mind and we are going to master this mind. If you talk to your body and so on, there is more of you. And if you will be doing this and you will do it softly and gently, the mind is not going to fight with you this much. Maybe it's going to cooperate much better with you. And once you get into this habit, because it is a habit, like overthinking, you will actually be much bigger master of you, and your mind will not have so much power over you and will not suck and drain you from your energy. Because we were actually taught in our society to do this all the time, to invest our energy outside of us. It's like you have these magical, like a Spider-Man has these webs, you know, and you have to connect. Oh, here I connect to my laundry, here I connect to my work, here I have to do it 100%, and I have to have perfect shoes, perfect thing, perfect blouse and perfect skirt, and it has to be all clean, and how do I clean it, and what detergents to get, and everything is connected to these spider webs, and you just cut them and remove them, and now it's yours. Your spider webs are basically, this is like an energy equivalent, and it flows through your body, and it's just there for you to regenerate you, to heal you.
And it's important that you said that the mind will not resist you as much when you're going to be gentle, because resistance always creates another resistance. And if you say, you are not allowed to think, and now it's quiet, I don't want to hear anything from you, your mind will push even more against you. So when thoughts come up, so be it, you know. All right, you might linger in this thought for a few minutes, sometimes 10-15 minutes, it can happen, but then you realize, oh my gosh, I'm thinking, I'm somewhere completely else, I'm focusing on the place I have to go to next. Okay, I'm aware I'm thinking, I go back into the blackness, I focus again on the space of my room and the space of my house, and so on.
We also were taught to be angry at ourselves when we are not working perfectly immediately. It's not our own choice, because if we were living naturally, we would understand the process of learning. So this is also a program. Everything is a program which you are now living, and you were just taught to react certain ways. So also this anger towards yourself or frustration about that it's not working well, it's also just a program. So if you are aware of it, your mind is already aware of it, you can say and command your mind, hey, we are not going to live in this program, and mind can become your friend. So if you want to more install into your mind that this mind is going to think about one thing, it's going to be enriching you, and it's going to be regenerating serving to you, you can just talk to your mind and say, hey, okay, so we have this and that target, and your mind is obeying and it loves it. You know, when you are going to remind to your mind every single day what you want, it's going to become your ally and not your enemy. We don't want you to have your mind as your enemy, because it's your mind and you can have whatever relationship you want with your mind. Nobody is here to tell you how to live your life and how to react. So if you don't like certain reactions, just change them.
Yes, like with a pet or with a child, they also like to have certain boundaries, and they like to have the structure, and your mind will love it just as much. So it can really become your ally and your best friend.
Sometimes, you know, when you have to put children to sleep and they are used to being up all night and go to sleep whenever they want, they make a little bit of scene, but you can make it playful, and you can make it more entertaining, and you can have some agreements with the kids, and they will just follow the rules if you have strict boundaries. And if you know what you want, which is you want your energy back and you don't want to think that much as you do, your mind knows what you want, and these are the boundaries, and you can just gently apply this every single day. It will reteach. It will not cry like crazy parents. They decide from one day to another day that they will just force their children to sleep at a certain time, and they will just scream.
That will be hard. Has this opened your eyes a little bit today? That amount of attention and energy we put outside of us, and how powerful it can really be when we allow this energy to be available to us, to our body. Share with us in the comments. We are looking forward to hear from you. And if you would love to share some more time with us, we recommend you this video here next.